recording is going.
Did you push record?
That is red. Okay, we're good. All right, so welcome everyone to another episode of the Guild of Brockheart, brought to you by AE and D&D. AED&D. I messed that up. You're here with Bork17, your wonderful DM apparent as of right now. We have Sven being played by Knervishblurgen, Gnomeface being played by the Man Bear, and Gale played by Dying Danger.
Hey yo.
So we just finished. Yeah, we're moving on to like the next day of Ahkasai. But before that, feel free to please, if you can, like, subscribe, review, rate, comment, all that good stuff. And we'd love to see anything that you guys write, and it helps out a lot. We have our email in the description and such. So if you want to send us fan mail, that's possible. Other than that, I think this is either going to be a short session or just a roleplay session, or I'm going to make stuff up on the spot. So let's find out. You guys ready? I'll do a quick recap because not much changed.
Cheese.
Cool.
Like cheese? I'm eating cheese.
Cheese is yummy.
Previously on the Guild of Brockheart, the Gale and Gnomeface, finished off their battle within the arena. Sven was in the stands, thankful that he didn't have to, heal one of them from the dead. And the three of them reunited in the street. Gnomeface, who wanted answers and was promised that by Gale, led them to a bar where they discussed quite a bit in detail. Gale was explaining stuff from his hometown and some of the adventures he was on, and had some questions for Gnomeface with his dealings with the Prince of Brockheart. Had some questions of himself. But yeah. Anyways, they ended up that session going home for the night, or going to the hotel for the night, and we're gonna join them as they wake up in the morning and start the day. And we're on day 2 of we're on day 2 inside of Ahkasai.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is leaving day, based upon the quest that Gale put up.
Love you, and will you check on me?
Yes, maybe. I'm playing D&D. We'll see. You might
we
be
all
done
gotta
before
go
I
back
am.
to Bodeth tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
y'all wake up, and who wants to wake up first? Who wants to go first? Who wants to do what first?
I'm not in a rush. I got a boring day planned for myself.
I think we all have boring days planned, so I nominate Owen.
I'll
Okay.
wake up bright and early.
Oh,
Take it.
Sven.
Sven, you wake up bright and early. The sun is barely cresting the horizon. It's technically twilight right now.
I'm going to go looking for weird plants out in the
this
desert.
works perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Mario and Mario.
Also, just to see what's sort of out there.
Right. Love you. Love you.
Love you too.
Do you have any plants that you're looking for specifically? You do have the book now.
I do have a book, but I had a
I'll take
couple
a
of
shower.
leads before I got the book. Something called Fire Red Vine, and some sort of fire-resistant cactus. I guess the mucilage of that is pretty handy.
Okay.
Yeah, I was given sort of vague directions for where they might be, and was planning on picking up a small barrel of water and heading out with Wilhelm. See if we could find it.
Do I even have... I don't think I have a... whatchamacallit? Nope, I don't. Hotel, like, player. Or map. That's the word I'm looking for, map. All right. So are you gonna head down for breakfast first, or are you just kind of gonna get up and get going?
I mean, I suppose as long as it's all included. I
Yeah.
don't want to miss out on the benefits of this fine mission.
Yeah, so you go down, you take advantage of the complimentary breakfast that is provided or paid for by the uh Colton, um, because paid for by Quoth, or however that worked out. And yeah, so
So
oh, go ahead.
I'll also ask them if they have any danishes that they were going to throw out from yesterday.
The waitress like, yeah, probably. Let me go check. Um, and do you have anything particular that you want to have for breakfast? Otherwise, they'll just bring you the normal.
For me, bacon, eggs, toast, just normal.
The usual.
And then for Wilhelm, day old Snosberry Danishes.
Well,
Schnozberry.
she goes back, puts your order in, and after some time later, she brings out your plate, sets it down, and then she's holding a little basket. She's like, well, not specifically Danishes, but here's the day old pastries that haven't made their way to the trash yet, that were supposed to be going like in an hour.
Yeah, thank you kindly. Well,
So
now that Wilhelm has his breakfast, he's gonna pick up a jug of water and head out.
were you gonna throw it on? Are you gonna like do like camel style, where like they're hanging off the side of him, or is he gonna be pulling his cart?
I figured we could take turns pulling the cart. It doesn't seem fair to make him do all the work.
Fair.
Teamwork.
Go.
No, they're a team.
So
Ready to go.
yeah, the wait, in case you're asked or whatever, but yeah, you are informed that you can go to like the well in the middle, and they refill, barrels and stuff for travelers heading out. The waitress warns you to be careful, make sure you shade yourself, that too much time in the desert sun can make people go loopy, even if they're well hydrated. So cover up, even though it is warm, is beneficial.
I'm just trying to think of how you get a parasol that a goat could use. Might be overthinking that. Some sort of awning for the cart.
Or a mounted umbrella.
I suppose. There's got to be something like that, right? Out in the desert? I'm going to see if I can get a goat parasol.
I need to look that up.
More likely, an awning for the cart. Oh, it's just like a fancy umbrella. But one for a goat.
If any place would have something like that, a place like this, right?
For sure.
So yeah, you actually, if I'm not mistaken, you had your cart outside the hotel, or did you leave it with like the stables or whatever?
It was by the stables.
Yeah. So you talk to the. I'll just say you talk to the person there, and describe like, yeah, I was gonna go putz around the desert looking for some stuff. Do you have any recommendations to keep the sun off? And he has like, or he says, yeah, you can rent a detachable like awning thing that it pops up, and it like you can put it on the four corners of the cart, and then it reaches out over the front in like a semicircle. So like if you take breaks or whatever and you just like sit back in it, then you're good. But for the most part, like it'll cover like probably 3/4 of Wilhelm while he's walking. So if he sits down, he'll be fine. He'll be covered.
That sounds perfect. What would I owe you for something like that?
To rent this for the day, 20 floords. If you don't bring it back, 50 floords. It's not gonna withstand too much weather, so if you see a storm rolling in, I'd suggest coming back, but it'll
Okay.
give you a little bit of cover. And you can tell when he hooks it up, it's not stable. You wouldn't call it stable, but it does provide a shadow over the person pulling the cart or the thing pulling the cart.
All right. Yeah, I'll hand the man 20 floords and thank him. And yeah, off to the well, load up on water, and then I'll head out.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
load.
here?
I was gonna say it's
Oh,
probably
go ahead.
that one in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, so you load up in the water and then you head on out the gate that you came in, and but then there's the main path, but then there's a side path of people like taking their own route. But I'd say that you would jump on that and then just kind of start walking off into whenever you see a point of interest. If that sounds right to you.
Yeah, sort of meandering. I don't want to go too far away where I lose sight of this town, but it sounds like it goes up pretty high, so I could go pretty far before I lose
Yeah.
line of sight.
You'd have mirages to deal with before you actually lose sight of this place. You know, when the heat and it's causing like the blurriness or whatever it is. Yeah. All right. So roll.
17d20.
Do you have a modifier on your foraging, or did we give you a
That would be a +2.
+2? Okay.
72.
I'd say for half the day, roll 10 d20s with your modifier.
I'll do this the slow way.
banner needs to be hung by the end of time.
Well, one of those is bad.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. So what were you looking for?
There was a type of cactus that was described to me in the botany shop that I guess the mucilage of that cactus grants a fire resistance.
Okay. So
And
you're
then there was
gonna
also
go ahead.
There's also a fire red vine. There were compounds, I guess, on the surface of it that granted a fire vulnerability.
Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. If you roll, you're gonna roll 9 d100s. Anything above a 90, so 91 to 100, is the first one you named, or 92 through 100 is the first one you named. Wait, you can't roll zeros. Yeah. Or we'll do it the other way. 1 through 10 is the first one. 11 through 20 is the second one, and then for the rest of them, I have a list here that I looked up beforehand that I'll just name stuff off for you.
Okay.
So you have 2 of the cactus.
12.
12.
I don't know why I keep spouting random numbers.
Actually, damn it, how do I do this?
What are you trying to do?
Epic NPC, man.
Okay, so in total you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 of the cactus. We can clarify more on, but you have like the chunks of the cactus, so you can refine them down to particular parts later. But you just have that amount of the cactus itself. So 36. I'll do that one next. You found 1 prickly pear, 1 unit of prickly pear. 46 is the 4. You found 4 desert spoon, or 4 units of desert spoon. Wow, you made some of these kind of easy. Oh wait, no. So 60. Okay, yeah.
RNG's has made it easy.
60 is 4 units of barrel cactus. And then so 65 and 70 are together. That is a total of 6 units of agave. And then the 83 and 86 are 8 units of desert lily. And we'll have to make sure we add those to the list. I literally
And that was how many units of desert lily?
8.
8. Okay.
I literally rolled all d6s, and I rolled 9 d6s. 7 were 4s, 1 was a 2, and 1 was a 1. Don't know how that happens.
RNG's nuts.
All right. So while you're out searching for that, do you guys wake up at do the other 2 of you wake up at the same time or different?
I mean, I'm gonna wake up pretty early. If anything, I might have even seen Sven during breakfast.
I'd say you probably, because you're beat. Like you were healed and everything, but I'm mentally and you're still tired. I'd say if you saw him when he was leaving. Because he woke up really early because he's trying to beat the heat.
Maybe.
Beat the heat.
I'm only taking enough rest to heal fully. No excess, no luxury rest. I'm pretty serious about my nightly mentality.
I mean, you were fully healed afterwards. So it's however much you need to mentally recover.
Can I roll a wisdom check to mentally recover quickly enough to wake up very early in the morning?
For the fun of it, sure.
Yeah, I know it's silly, but I want to do it.
It's a great way for me to mess with you.
A 15.
You're pretty confident that around 6 hours is enough for you to be mentally agile enough to perform nightly tasks around town.
What happened yesterday happened yesterday. It was something else, I will say, but that was yesterday. Today is a new day. Time for me to fulfill my nightly duties. I get up. Me and my fellow knights have always waken up pretty early, so I'm assuming they're waking up around the same time as usual, which is about as early as me. And I invite them to join me for breakfast before we go about patrolling. Basically looking for anybody, any locals in need of help.
All right, yeah, you guys. I'll make you role play this a bit. You sit around and you're waiting on, or you're having breakfast with the two knights, and one chimes up and be like, "So, boss, how do you feel like that fight went yesterday, or the duel, I should say?"
Defied expectations in so many ways. Oh, where to start? That adventure was not what I expected. I thought he was just another haughty, arrogant individual who thought he was better than all the townsfolk. But his fighting spirit exceeded what I imagined. I have respect for him. And the tales about him, I don't know if you have heard before I did, but apparently he rescued Prince Jeremiah.
I did not hear that. As you know, I mean, I'm in training, but I showed up to the city not too much before this mission.
Well, somehow it's a known it's known here, even in Ahkasai. The announcer said it himself. The gnome face regaled the tale himself as well. I didn't sense deceit. Now, when I spoke to him, no, I want to hear more of it when I get back to when we get back to Brockheart.
One of the knights goes is like, I thought you guys wrote your introductory announcement.
Did we?
Meta-wise, you would have told. You would have, that's something you would have filled out on the order, on the form. Any accolades or such like that.
I didn't know that. This whole time I thought it was just some kind of word that got spread. Whoops. I'll have to inquire as to the truthfulness of these claims when we get back to Brockheart. For now, though, keep a tight lip on it, because we don't know if it's true. Though, I'm not one to cast doubt without reason, so for the moment, I'll take Gnome Face's word for it. But yeah, it was quite a battle with him. It also opened my eyes about how I do combat myself. So many techniques I wasn't using, so many openings I ignored. And even my own arrogance got the best of me at the end of one of those rounds.
So at that, the first night kind of chimes up, like, so why didn't you finish Gnome Face off when you had the chance in the first one? Were you spent yourself that you just were physically unable to?
That, I suppose, is more his fighting spirit. It touched me, for lack of a better term. I couldn't bring myself to down him. Not
you in a special place. Touched you in a special place.
Yes, it did. Right in the feels. No, it's the way he fought. It was not like a beast. It was like a... There was dignity in it, which is not what I expected from any old adventurer.
The first night chimes up again. He's like, so I do have to ask, were you holding back at all?
A little bit. I'd seen that crowd cheer us on. Not us, the bloodshed itself. Put a bad taste in my mouth. I couldn't bring myself to go all out in that second battle. Though I certainly tried to bring it.
The second night chimes in and is like, yeah, I definitely saw a difference in fighting styles between the both of you in the first and second battle.
There was also his range of spells were a mystery to me. I did change up my tactics, not as a manner of holding back, but I misjudged his capabilities. So not only was there a lack of heart in that second fight, but there was severe miscalculation on my part.
One knight chimes or the second knight, who's a little bit older than the first one in this instance. He goes to you and he's asking like, so boss, there's one thing I've always been wondering.
Yes, speak plainly.
What all can you modify in terms of your body / fists to get the edge in battle?
Okay. Before I answer that, DM, do they know about the blessing that was granted me by King Albert? The special item.
No, they just, from fighting with you, they know that they've seen your skin change from human skin to like rock skin to like a magma surface, a volcanic surface.
Okay. Then also as a wisdom check, if I need be, or if you could just simply tell me how many things can I actually shift it to?
Basically, you know, okay, so you have modify skin, fist, and ability.
Yep.
So you know currently you can change your the fist, like your ability, that's straightforward. That one's not seen by other people. Your fist and your arm and your skin are independent of each other, and you can transform them into either one of the 6 elements of the circle, which is what, fire, water, light, earth. I posted it somewhere. Max.
Fire, water, earth, air, light, and dark.
No. Water, fire, ice, wind, earth, and thunder. He can't do light and darkness.
I thought thunder was in there somewhere.
Light and
I thought it
darkness
was
are,
light and dark.
those are in the middle. Those are not attainable by either of you two yet. But they
So
are
I can do
opposites of each
thunder.
other.
I can do thunder as well.
Yeah, the thing that was bestowed upon you, you can change your fists and your armor to any of the 6 elements, independent of each other. So you could have your fist one and then your skin another. But you also can change them both to either the it was right next to it. You can change your fists into slashing, piercing, or blunt damage, which blunt is normal. And then you can change your armor to like plate, leather, or cloth, which counters one of the physical hits. So essentially, as your current stands, you can change your fists and your arm and your skin into 9 different attributes.
Okay. So explain to my fellow knights. I don't go into details about King Albert's blessing, but I explain, by my understanding, and I haven't fully explored the full extent of my abilities, but I do believe I can change the consistency of my attire and my physical being to match or resist certain types of blunt damage or elemental damage of quite the broad spectrum. My fists as well can be influenced to inflict such damage as well. As far as modifying my ability, yes. You see me increasing my speed, my agility beyond its normal range. That's probably my preferred method of using it, but I can use it to do other things. I can increase my strength, among some other things. I haven't explored that fully myself. I'd say these abilities are a bit of a mystery to me as well.
Just realized your modified ability like technically before answering the question, you could have modified your ability to give yourself more wisdom to know more about it. Outside of combat wise. I
Can I
forgot.
use modifiability wisdom right now?
No.
It is quite a strange ability in itself, being able to just make oneself wiser or more intelligent at a whim. But I can do such things.
Also, meta question wise, because I think you and I have a disconnect here. When does your memory of this world start?
It started as soon as I entered it, and it kind of absorbed the memories of the NPC. Basically, I believe I've been here forever. So
Okay.
from birth of NPC.
The reason why I ask is I was listening back to the last episode when you guys were talking, and essentially I gave you the keys to the kingdom to literally make anything
check
up
here.
about this entire world that you wanted to.
Check.
But like, it's the way that you were answering his questions or whatever. It sounded like you didn't remember anything since before you left Brockheart to go on this mission. When in reality, you would have been in this world as long as Gnomeface has been in this world. Same with Sven.
I'll say
You all entered around the same time into this world.
I wanted to be a bit more complex than that. While I remember the entire life of this knight, my personality and my persona basically didn't exist until I entered this world, which would have been around Gnomeface's time entering this world.
That's what I'm saying. That's agreeing with me, but like, it sounded like it's unless you were just not deciding to make shit up in the world, which I was a little hoping you would.
I was deciding to not make shit up.
It sounded like you didn't remember anything necessarily since before you left Brockheart to come to Ahkasai.
I made the choice not to make shit up. I didn't know if it was the right time, and I didn't make shit up. So, whoops.
Well, it's Yellow Seed Lake now, so at least you made one thing up.
Yeah. Yellow Seed Lake. It was Yellow Seed Sea. I made that up.
Oh yeah, the Yellow Seed Sea. Okay. Well, yeah, then the knights are actually pretty fascinated upon it, about what you're saying, and they start game planning with you, or trying to rope you into like a brainstorm / game plan in case you ever fought Gnomeface again.
Ooh. Rematch.
Now that they know what capabilities are within that, they start suggesting like, oh, you could, change your armor to prevent against this ability. Halfway through the battle, you could switch to this one. You could switch your fist to slashing damage to cut through his cloth, stuff like that. Or is it piercing? One of the two. While that's going on, Gnomeface, do you want to wake up and go down for breakfast?
Yeah, well, like I said, basically my plan is...
You're not getting out that easy.
Sorry. Well, I'm just giving you my plan. You can DM it however you wish, good sir. My plan is wake up, get some breakfast, go back up to my room, enchant for half the day, go out and sell said enchanted goods for money.
You wake up and you do what you want, and then you walk down the stairs.
Sure.
So, as you walk down the stairs, you see Gale and the knights heading out. You guys kind of like bump into each other as you were headed down for breakfast.
Kind of give him a groggy wave.
I groggily wave back. I mean, like, I guess I'm not truly mentally rested, but I feel good enough to be up right now.
You're fine. You're not groggy. You had breakfast. You're good.
I give him a hearty wave back. Energized.
Good. Yeah, no face. You head to the get breakfast, and Gail, you head outside to go spread the spirit of
Good word.
Brockheart, the good word of Brockheart, and help people out as
Yep.
they can. So, no face. The waitress comes down and meets you, and is like, "So, what would you like for breakfast?"
Just something. I'll actually go full fantasy realm here. Oh, sorry. Just some quick day old bread and some broth to dip it in, if you don't mind. Good miss.
Sure. Anything to drink with that to wash it down?
Just I'll take a pitcher of water to take back up to my room.
I can do that. She goes off, and after some time, she brings it back. She hands it to you, and she's like, "So, any big plans for the day?"
I've got a lot of magic work to do, and I kind of wiggle my fingers. But most of it will be done up in my room.
Magic work in your room? Really?
I wink at her and I go, I'd show you, but I'm taking.
She kind of like takes a sec back. She's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry if you were misunderstood. I wasn't saying that way. I was just referring to the fact that you are in Ahkasai, the most magical place in this world, where you there's actually like stores and places that you can work with other people and for just magic stuff. Like, I'm not necessarily a magic person myself, but like I hear people work together, and like stores will allow you to use their equipment.
Like a
That
mage dojo.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Um, to just do it in your room, I feel like you'd be missing out.
I kind of look at her and I go, I hear what you're saying, ma'am. And I appreciate it. But today is my last day in town. And instead of wasting time going around, no, I'm going to reword that. Today is my last day in town. And in all honesty, I kind of like to discover magic on my own. I have one old lady who tries to teach me, but even still, I experiment and I do things my way. I find that's the greatest way to truly unlock the power of magic.
Well, all right then. Um, well, if you need me, holler. And if you haven't checked out the academy, I would suggest you do so. If not this time, the next time you're in Akasai. You never know
Well,
what you can learn
that's my.
from higher ups.
If I had more than one day in town, then yeah, the academy would be my first ticket. But I've only got the day, and for now, I'm just gonna practice my magic. And I wiggle my fingers at her again, and give her another little wink.
She kind of gives you like a weird look at that one. Like the first one was like polite and friendly, but that one it's like, okay, well, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she walks away. So you eat your breakfast and you make your way up to the room. And so yeah, we'll do for half the day. Roll 10d20s for your enchanting.
Give me wisdom.
Is that your enchanting one?
Well, and wisdom is all my magic.
Then yes. What are you trying to do where?
Hmm?
Never mind, my brain's messed up. Gail, you roll 10d20s as well to figure out who you can, if you help anyone in
Okay,
It's
Brockheart.
actually not a bad spread.
Uh,
Do I
Bad
get a
spread.
bonus from Knight's Presence?
yeah, roll it with Knight's Presence. Well,
So for those in the listening world and not the watching world, I got a
hold on. I'm not even done talking.
sorry.
Roll perception. Roll 10d20 for perception if you find people to help.
Okay, that's wisdom, right?
Yes. And then roll 10d20 after that, or roll anything over a 10. Roll that many d20s for with Knight's Presence, and I'll narrate it. All right, go ahead, Numphius.
Anything over
Okay.
10.
Sorry. For, like I said, those not of the watching world, but those of the listening worlds, I got a 12, a 21, a natural 20, 2 more 12s, a 10, another 21, a 17, an 11, and a 15, which not a bad spread for 10d20.
So what are you enchanting what with? Or what
And
do
so
you
I have
enchanting?
all those. I got a bunch of good daggers. Let's see, dagger. When I bought good quality daggers.
I
Sorry,
see
I gotta go through
basic
my inventory
daggers
here. Yeah, basic. That's what I bought. Basic daggers. Where'd I put those?
under your items.
I'm in my items. There's a regular dagger, 3 throwing knives.
Yeah, you're in the wrong one.
Am I? Bam. Drive. Load.
Because I can see Gale and Sven, or Donnie and Kniver
Yeah, my
Spergen.
Google Drive has gotten all weird for some reason. Okay, so shared with me. No, that's not right. Home. Character sheets.
I mean, it makes sense that
No,
you're
damn you.
using the old one because you're a boomer, and I also switched it to my other Gmail account. So
Technically a millennial if you go after the official information.
he has the
Yeah, I'm a
mentality of a
millennial.
boomer.
Boomer's a state of
I do.
mind.
Yeah, there we
He
go.
may
That
be
makes more sense.
born
Okay.
into a millennial, but he's got this mentality of a boomer.
Not arguing that. Okay, so my 11 basic daggers. I also have my basic short sword. So I'll take my basic short. Can I pick and choose which one I use, or are you just going to make me deal with it?
Are you saying which role you do with which one?
Yeah,
No.
because I'd like to use the nat 20 on the basic short sword.
No.
Damn it. Well, then just the basic daggers, since this is more of a montage than an actual
I was going to
crafting
randomize it,
session.
but okay.
Well, I'd rather be safe than sorry. That basic short sword was not cheap. So yeah, I'll do 10 of my basic daggers. And then I'm just going to do... I wonder if I've been putting my stats on the wrong page this whole time. That would totally suck.
Maybe you shouldn't put it on the wrong page.
No, I have it on here. Okay. Durability and sharpness spread out evenly between whatever I get done, since those are really the cheaper, I'd imagine, enchantments, rather than putting elemental enchantments in each of them.
Yeah, I'd say anything above a 10 or like, okay, so take the 10 daggers. So out of the 10 that you rolled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you get 3 daggers back unchanged. The ones above a 10. So 3 of them get no 2 get returned to your pocket. 4 of them get half the effect. 4 of them. Oh, shit. What am I doing? 3 of them
I
get
don't
the
know.
full effect, and the 1 gets a double effect.
Okay, so I get 2 back. 4 with half effect.
Yes. So like if it's a durability, like you get an extra like 100 points, it's 50 points or whatever. Or like if it's a +1 for sharpness, it's or +2 for sharpness, it's +1.
I really don't have a. We never did put a monitor on it. It's in my notes. You were supposed to work on the enchanting shit.
Yeah, just leave it up to me.
You're the DM.
Put more armor plate, why don't you?
Because it's fun. And then I got 3 with full effect. Dagger.
Yes, and 1 with double the effect.
Yep. 3 full effect. And then I'm doing this horribly ass backwards and asinine, but I plan on selling them all anyway.
All right, Donnie,
Yes.
you have what is that? A 23, 18, 18, 23, 8, 18, nat 20, a 9, a 23. How'd you roll 3 19s?
RNG is just all over the place with me.
And then a 16.
So
It's because it wasn't in combat, so
That's
they were
fair.
nicer to him.
yeah, it wasn't important. So RNG was just like, "Hey, I'll give you this treat." So I rolled 8 successes, and as far as my rolls for how successful those were, I got a 7, a 16, a nat 1, a 19, a 17, an unnat 20, a 23, and an 18.
Okay. So while I think of what that natural 20 is doing, I will say the 14s, which you rolled 3 of those. Your successes are 3 14s, which become 18s, 3 19s, which become 23s, and a 12, which is 16. Do we have to refresh RNGesus today because they're rolling lots of duplicates?
Hey, should I get more nat 1s in there?
I'm just not duplicates. All right, so for your 18s, I'm gonna say those are like equivalent of you're returning a lost dog or you found a lost dog or cat in a tree, and you're helping the person with that.
Excellent.
So
I love doing these.
more of like the younger folk, the 23s. I'd say those would be more of like helping an old person cross the street, pushing the shopping, like your old lady's shopping and she's going back to her house, so you tell your knights to carry the stuff back while you walk her back, make sure she gets back safely. And the natural 20 is more for you're in a shop looking to see if they need any help, and someone comes in to try rob them.
Oh yeah, I stop them. Should I roll initiative or roleplay this shit?
How much do you want RNG just to? I was gonna say you succeed at stopping them.
Let's just leave it at that. I'm sure it's a very mundane event. I don't want to test my luck.
So okay, to put in perspective, like you went and talked to like the shopkeep, and you guys are like you're looking at their wares as you're walking out. Someone comes in. I'll let you roleplay, but to explain the situation, someone comes in and is trying to rob this person. But you're right at the door. So as they're trying to leave, you just, in one smooth motion, just like put your
Snatched him
arm
at the
out.
collar.
No. You put your arm out. That's not who you are. You put your arm out to stop them, and as soon as they slow down, you just spin right around, put them in a headlock, and just hold it and knock them out real quick. You pick up the stuff, put it back on the counter, and you have one of the knights throw them over their shoulder, bring them outside to the authorities, and you plop them down. You can discuss and explain how you promote Brockheart throughout that scenario. And the other ones after that, if you'd like to.
I deliver the no good, the do badder. Forgot what I was going to say. I deliver the bad guy. Ne'er-do-well. I deliver the ne'er-do-well to the authorities. I say, 'tis the duty of the Knights of Brockheart to establish order and assist order throughout the realm. Yours included. Glory to Brockheart and to Ahkasai.
It's just wonderful.
I agree. Really good use of that.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Oh.
Here's the bad guy, by the way.
You were talking to like the authority.
Yeah.
What's
my little monologue?
Gotcha. What did this ne'er-do-well, as you spoke of, do?
He attempted to shoplift with physical harm intended. Little shop down that street.
He looks you up and down real quick and looks at the people you're with and gets a glimpse of the emblem that's on, I forget if it's your headband or your sash. And he goes, at that point, and he sees the same emblem on your knights, and he's like, oh wait, I know of that, like, kingdom or whatever. And he's like, he knows that you're not just a random person making shit up. So he's like, oh, which shop? I will go take a statement later, but we'll go lock him up or detain him real quick. And
the Ahkasai Wares shop.
You point them to the shop, and they're like, all right, we will be in there in a moment. Thank you for your service, and happy to have Brockheart hereby.
I am happy to be nearby, and thank you for fulfilling your duty dutifully.
Yes, sir. And he takes the person and puts him in the cart with the bars on it, Do you want to narrate, or did you say anything to the shopkeeper, or do you want to narrate the other two instances or scenarios?
Yeah, it's just like I apprehended this guy and walked straight to the popo. As soon as I catch the guy, I got him like passed out. My knights are about to deliver him. I kind of just like say to the shopkeep, I'm sorry for the rustle. Didn't know what else to do, but apprehend this man.
Oh, thank you, sir. You have saved me quite a loss for today. I don't, who do I have to thank for this?
Brockheart. Thank Brockheart.
Your name is Brockheart?
No.
Well, thank you, Sir Brockheart.
No, you've got it all wrong. I come from Brockheart. I serve Brockheart. I act in its name. I am Sir Gale Glavinus.
Oh,
but
Sir
my
Gale.
being here is thanks. Being here is thanks to Brockheart.
Well, I thank you, Sir Gale, and Brockheart, from where you're from, that you have saved my shop from a loss for today.
Yes. I gladly accept it. I would gladly do so again.
Anything can match the scariness of a silhouette.
Yeah, so do you wish to narrate the other ones or just give an example of how you treat those ones?
Pretty mundane stuff. I've done this city to city. This isn't anything new to a Knight of Brockheart, at least in my case. Helping people cross the street, old folks get home, find people's pets, look for cats that are lost in the neighborhood. I've done this so many times that it all kind of blurs together. I don't remember each case.
I didn't know
And
if you
Ahkasai
were
is also
sorry, I didn't know if you were like still taking the lead on it or if you think the knights are hit the point that you're like observing them as they're taking the lead or not.
Oh yes. I will say after our time in Quodeth and coming from there to here, I've at least witnessed, then that they have a certain amount of autonomy. I allow them to handle some of the things themselves while I simply watch. I see the old lady crossing the street. She looks like she's having a bit of trouble as a wagon's coming across quite quickly. I kind of just nod at one of them. He sees me. He goes over while the other steps to the street to slow traffic and allows the old lady to get across the street safely. I nod at them approvingly. That's teamwork, part of the foundation of knighthood. We don't
Excellent.
help the helpless on our own.
You have spread quite a bit of joy amongst the folks of Ahkasai in here. So while you're doing that, I would say, Sven, you ended up coming back for like the middle of the day because that's when the sun is getting hot, or it's getting the hottest out there. So you probably head out in like the afternoon when it starts to cool off a little bit and go till, like a late dinner. Not, you get back to the hotel around twilight again. So you could roll another 10d20s. And no
The
face.
same foraging modifier.
Yes. Yeah, and you come in for lunch, you get your refill and stuff of water. Gnome face, you can do it the same as well since you're just staying in your room.
Well, I planned on selling.
Oh, are you selling those 10?
The other half of my day, I was going to go sell.
I do want to ask, do each of these rolls count as a use in the particular skill being used to roll?
And he succeeds, yes.
Okay.
Well,
Let's take a picture of Sam.
yeah, every roll is a use because if it's level 3 and above, it's every roll is a use. Or it's above. If it's not level 0, every time you attempt it, it's a use.
Okay. I'll give myself 8 uses because I only found 8 cases to use Night Presence.
That's good. That's a good way of handling that. Because you can't give yourself a use of Night's Presence if you don't use it. Sven. What was the same rule as before? Anything above a 10, right?
Well, I have a 10. Does that
10 and above.
10 above? Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes this time.
And I hope I remember what numbers there. Oh, you rolled 50s. Damn it. Wow, you rolled 3 50s.
Ooh.
Alright, so the 41. You didn't roll of any of the 2 that you were looking for this time. What order did I do this in last time? So I did the 1 through 10 first, and then I did the 36, and then I did the 40. Right? That's about right. So, what do you have as your third herb that you listed, or plant?
Barrel cactus.
Sure.
Or desert spoon, depending on how you count to 3.
Just go down the list of which ones were first.
Well, the first one may or may not have been the cactus I was looking for,
That was the first
but
one.
then it's prickly pear, desert spoon,
The desert
barrel
spoon.
cactus. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the desert spoon. Wait, is that right? Whoa, I went too far back in history. Yeah, because it had a 30. Okay, yeah.
Then I have to fight dinosaurs and stuff. It gets messy.
So the desert spoon, I have to roll. You said 7 this time?
7 successes, yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. You get 4. No, you get 1 desert spoon. Did I call prickly pear before?
Prickly pear.
Prickly pear. Yeah, that was the one I got before desert spoon.
Oh, okay, yeah. How about ironwood? You get 6. Damn. You get 8 desert ironwoods. And then the 70 and 80 are I know you got those earlier. Yeah, so the 80s are the bottom of your first list, and the 70s the second one.
Okay, so the 80 would be the desert lily.
Yes, so you get 82. You get 3 of those, the desert lily. And then the one right before that,
Was
you get
agave.
agave. Yeah, you get 9 agave.
Oh man.
And that will take you to when you're tired and you head back for the night.
All right.
If you could write those in the alchemy list, just the names, and we can figure out, like, once I figure out the categories or whatever, we can assign stuff with that. We can spend like an hour after we get names and just start rolling die.
And then, I mean, with all this agave, I'm tempted to see if I can take a crack at fermenting.
Ooh,
That is a
I like
possibility. That is. Once you start dealing with alchemy, there's a lot that you can go with it. Okay, so no face. You make your way up. If you want to sell, you have to make your way up to the 2nd level. Just like before.
So it's like 8:15, and I have to put my boy down. I was trying to be really nice and not interrupt while you were doing the other guy's stuff, but I really do have to go be an adult.
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh,
That was
bastard
right.
child. That was my eyeball.
I felt that in my corneas.
Oh, buddy.
I'm wearing light filtering glasses.
No, it's time for bed anyway. So I do have to get off. Adios to mios to folks, and I am sorry, but
Can
it's
you let me
Wednesday and
speak
I gotta be an
first, or are
adult.
you just gonna overpower me this entire time?
Sorry, I got blinded. Go for
Yeah,
it.
and I started trying to talk to you. Essentially go to the character. I forgot what I did last time, but go to the character, the equipment list, and find that level of how much you bought them for, and I will give you a modifier for the halves, the success, and the double.
Okay.
Next week, I'll give you the modifier.
Okay.
Because if you, yeah, just mark down like what the total amount would have been, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
And I'll finish up with the other people. Just mute yourself and don't turn off your webcam while we finish the last 10 minutes of this. Okay. So, depending upon how late you're going to be out, Gail, I would say that you two probably would have ended up seeing each other when you went for dinner. Or,
I mean, I do have to wake up early enough to return to quota, so I'm not going to be staying up super late.
You all are returning to quota.
Yeah.
Okay, what I was gonna say is you're either gonna meet at the dinner table, or would be headed to bed when Sven arrives.
I like the dinner table.
It'll depends on if you guys want to roleplay. I mean, we got like 15 minutes. We could fill with some roleplay. Let's go.
All right.
Any questions that you have desire to be answered?
Hey, I'm sitting down at dinner. You know, me and my knights are eating. They worked hard, and I see Sven.
Sven would be arriving later, so you'd be either situation you'd be at dinner first.
Ah. I don't have much to roleplay, just some general small talk, you know, reassuring the knights. You guys did good.
Yeah,
Glad you guys are really just growing into your own. Eventually you'll be doing what I do and have your own knights following you, assisting you on honorable tasks and noble goals. Spreading the good word of Brockheart across the lands.
about that time is when Sven would arrive, unless you're arriving when he's going to bed. But I'd say probably about that time is when you would arrive, if you like, assuming you'd want to talk to him.
I mean, yeah.
Sure.
Hey, Gail, how's it going? How was your day?
Another beautiful day for a knight, spreading glory across the kingdoms. Akasai being one of them.
Good to hear.
How was
Good to hear.
yours? Life of an
Uh,
adventurer. Is an
I
intro.
mean, I found a lot of interesting plants. Looks like able to make some medicine, possibly some other stuff. So that should be promising. Uh, what time are we gonna be leaving tomorrow?
DM, what time are we going to be leaving tomorrow?
10 o'clock probably.
10 o'clock.
10
Probably.
o'clock, probably. Okay.
Assuming
Uh,
all goes well.
yeah, and that's gonna be what, a couple days to get back, right?
It'll be about as long to get back as it was for us to get here, minus the troll fighting and that one night where we just recovered from a fight.
Well, you never know.
True.
Oh, that reminds me. There's a fireplace nearby, right?
A fireplace nearby.
Yeah, they'd be one
I'm
at the
gonna
bar.
just shave off another lump of my pocket friend and just toss it into the fire. That's something else I should have done while I was here. Ah,
Being a desert city, I'm sure there are some people on the streets with
Forgot about
fires going. You could probably
oh no,
share a
just the.
pit.
I mean, we're in a fancy hotel. There's usually a fireplace or something
that.
like that.
There's one in the restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just oh god, in the middle of the restaurant, just shave off a lump of my pocket friend
No,
and
it's on the wall. Like you're not in the middle. It's
tuck it in
just
the. Okay,
Oh,
so
jeez. So there's just a fire pit inside for community use.
it
I mean,
provides heat for the building.
yeah, heat, light, ambiance. This is a fancy place,
Oh, wow. It really is.
and that's got a chunk of burning troll in it.
Completely. I saw your eyes widen when you thought of that. I'm like, I completely forgot myself.
Forgot about my pocket friend. Yeah. Um.
Growing pocket friend.
Yeah, I was gonna see if there's someone here who'd like to research that, but I suppose it's a little late for that.
Maybe.
Unless there's like some obvious scientist in the restaurant or something. I don't know.
Did I see that it was a piece of the troll?
You have no idea what it is. You just see him from your perspective. You see him just like, oh crap, I almost forgot something, and then you just see him
Yeah,
get
in
up.
character, my
Yeah.
eyes opened about as wide.
Yeah, you see him get up, walk to the fire, and pretty much like walk back to you and sit down.
Just raising an eyebrow. You spent all day foraging. Were you throwing something away? Seems a bit of a waste.
Oh, just gotta keep this lump of flesh from growing out of control.
Wait. Hold on. 10 steps back. Lump of flesh?
So yeah, you mentioned that troll fight. I've got a sample of one. Just for research purposes.
I squint my eyes. Is it growing?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't fed it or anything. It just keeps on keeping on. I don't know how. That'd be, something to learn.
You think it's dangerous?
I mean, I keep shaving chunks off of it to keep its size manageable. It hasn't bit me yet. I don't think it's growing any teeth. Although to
Mm,
be real, I haven't checked.
as long as you're managing it, Sven. I'll be keeping an eye on you, though. It's not a
Well,
nice duty to impede upon an adventurer's freedoms, but as soon as it becomes a threat to our party, I
hey,
will
don't
intervene.
don't keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on my pocket friend. You know,
How can I do that? It's in your pocket.
fair. But as soon as it's not in there, then it could be a problem.
It will be a problem once it's not in there.
I don't know. Maybe we should sell it to a zoo or something.
It's not a bad idea. This city's kind of freaky. I'm sure there's somebody who'd be willing to take something like that off your hands.
Well, now I've got some late night shenanigans. Been good talking with you, Gail.
A pleasure, Sven.
I've got to find someone at this hour who's going to take a lump of troll flesh.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm not fit to be a parent. I can't babysit this thing forever.
I would hope not.
I would have assumed you would just feed it to Wilhelm by the end of it.
Ooh.
I can't imagine what that would do.
The troll goat?
Or just
Oh,
give
yeah,
it to
you'd
Gnome
end up with a
Face.
Wolverine-like healing factor. There we go.
I figured at some point you would have just given to the Gnome Face. Be like, hey, you want to take care of this?
That'd actually be hilarious if you fed to Wilhelm and became like part troll.
Wilhelm the Invincible.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking cool.
Pretty much.
Or Wilhelm the Extremely Poisoned.
Or Wilhelm the very aggressive.
Oh, no. I'm not going to I Am Legend Wilhelm. You can't make that happen.
All right, I think that's as good as any stopping point. Just because that movie makes me cry. So
It was sad.
but yeah, I'll just say you guys head to bed. Then you go off searching, and if you truly want to sell it, you find someone who offers you like, you find a couple people who offer you like, let's say 1,000 Floyds for living troll flesh, and if you sell it to them, you kind of like wash your hands as you come back because you're scared to think of what they're gonna do with it.
I'll sell it to them as long as, they're talking about doing research with it and learning from it, not just sticking it in a dungeon to eat people. Like, as long as some good will come of this lump of troll meat,
Uh,
yeah,
Roll a
I'm taking
charisma
that as a
check.
coin toss.
Roll a charisma check.
Anybody can lie about it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's gonna be good for me. Yeah. Okay. RNGesus be with me. Eh.
Well, there's two different people, and one of them is less, in your mind, is less favorable for what you're intending for, and so you end up selling it to the person who you feel is going to do better than the other one, who you think might just eat it for its ability. So yeah, you get 1,000 Floyds for living troll flesh.
Cool. I don't have to be a step parent anymore.
Bit anticlimactic. But a good end.
So yeah. After a successful day in Ahkasai, our adventurers will be headed out to Quoth tomorrow. I suspect it's a 2-day travel. Yes.
Yeah, that's about how long it took to get here from Quodith.
It's like 1 day from Quotas to the mountaintop, and another day to the cliff, and then might be 2.5 days. It's because like a half day from the like waterfall to Ahkasai. So
Yeah, we did spend an extra day just resting and then fighting and then resting again.
And then fighting again.
it was. You say that like it wasn't a big deal. It was half of the quest.
Yeah.
I think my dog farted and scared itself. Yes, give me a second, Bobby. Yeah, so we're gonna leave it off with that. Gnome Face enchanted some stuff, sold it. Sven foraged around and found a lot of materials for his alchemy, and pretty soon Gale went and spread the glorious name of the kingdom of Brockheart to these people once again. And then Sven remembered that he had something growing in his pocket and managed to hand it off to the highest bidder. We'll join them next time, where they are leaving town and headed back to Quoth. Gale is awaiting some news coming back from the leaders as they're leaving. So in that instance, yeah, the usual. Please like, subscribe, review, rate, comment, and whatever you can do to help us out. That'd be greatly appreciated. Send us fan mail. It's in the description. And any last words from either of you?
Have a good one. Enjoy
Next
the
week.
enjoy the game.
Don't underestimate some troll flesh in your pocket.
Yeah. That shit will grow out of control.
And this whole time, people thought I was just happy to see them.
Thinking of that movie Gremlins, little Mogwai. Don't feed it after midnight.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Homework for me is I have too much homework. Never mind. So talk to you later. We'll have to get that catalog going, Sven. So if you have any time to, I forget where we left the categories, but if you have any time, throw the names that I gave you today in there, and then in one of the categories, like start filling out desert, because those we'll make sure we fill those out first, and then if we come up with more names, we'll just once the categories are picked out, we'll just start rolling. Well, like I'll have you make a macro. Oh, excuse me. I'll have you make a macro, and then I'll be like, all right, this name. You'll roll the macro, and then we'll just pick down from there. So we have a nice catalog to find.
Mhm.
Is we need to get that done, and then from there we can figure out like, oh, you need X amount of X units of this cactus to make blank, and then recipes and stuff like.
I'll be right back.
So, well, we're headed out. So,
Good night, everybody.